أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all those who are watching that are Muslims, and may peace and blessings be upon you from Allah to all those who are watching that are not Muslims. Now, last night I made a little, a little video, uh, and I should have said on there I'm gonna try to make these every other day or so. So this is the second episode, I guess. I don't know. Of whatever. Like I said, this is a spot where I just talk about everything and anything, not even caring about who it may be or what it may come out of it. If you want to talk about it, we talk about it. This is the spot to where if you're Muslim, you can let your anger out. If you're um, somebody who just not religious but just want to whatever, talk about whatever. I don't just talk about religion. I talk about everything other than like the black people in America. We're going through something that is semi like back in the 1950s, 30s, or 1950s, 40s, 30s, and 20s. We're going back like that. Everything is revolved like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has says. Everything is just the same thing. Everything runs on the same coordination. Is revamping itself. That's it. You know, instead of us getting hung, we getting shot. You know, and you could tell that the government doesn't really care because they ain't done anything. They ain't really doing anything except for moving their national guard in to quiet down to protesters. But other than that, they ain't doing anything. You know, it becomes a factor of a matter that, like I said last night, you have to stand up. And I'm not talking about just protesting. Nothing is changed in this world with peace. Nothing. Look at the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam life. Most of everything he achieved through war and through literally having to go to war with people because of their thoughts, the way that they thought, the way that they moved, the way that they moved against him. But if you can, I'm not saying that you can't hash out a piece of peace. Let's say that you in a neighboring country decides peace instead of going to war, because y'all both know it's going to end up literally destroying everything that you hold dear and love. Okay, peace. That's more better than anything else. But to where you sit here and you are talking about whatever, once you do something like that, once you go that far and you start to uh, elevate, people are going to hate. People are going to find fault in you. I mean, and you probably from a child up, you got hella faults, hella stuff that's wrong about what you used to be, not who you are now. Who you are now may be the greatest person ever. I mean, hell, you could be everything from doing the right thing, and you could be doing the right thing for about, let's say, 20 years. But what you did prior they will scorn you for. Why? Because that's how media and everybody is. I've seen good people so far in the media, good as actors, good as people that yeah, they were young. That's how things is. If I'm young and I'm doing something very stupid, 20 years from the down the line, I don't want to be. It's going to hit me. That's the way it's going to happen. If my face is always in the public and I'm that public figure, oh, I don't want my kids to watch him anymore because so it's like, really? You don't want your kid to watch me because of some stuff I did when I was a kid. I was young. I was a young adult or something like that. You cannot hate somebody because what they did in the past. You can hate somebody for what they are now. And that's just like here we're gonna talk about Bush. Bush actually, and by all far, I out of all my studies when I do the second Bush, not the first one. Out of all my studies, junior, there we go. Finally got it, junior. But out of all my studies of the guy, he has done a lot of things for blacks. I know everybody may feel that um, that is a horrible thing to say because he did not help us when Katrina hit, and I mean, hell, even I wouldn't help us when Katrina hit. Nah, I'm just playing on that one. Don't take me serious on that. Um, but I would have done a lot because they're my people. See, the difference between me and Barack Obama is I actually stand up for my people, not when it seems to be needed to stand up. No, when you need to stand up. That's the thing is you stand up for those who need to be stand up at that time. You don't hold back, get more information, and do so. One of the things about Islam that I like is that I will fight for you. I will learn later on what happened. Like, oh yeah, you started this, but it's too late. I've already fought for you. I'm already 20 knees deep in the darn thing without information. See, that's the thing about me. I'm a warrior at heart. I'm a mujahideen. I've never once backed down from a fight. I mean, at all. I mean, whether it be from a verbal fight, whether it be from a fist fight, whatever. I never back down. That's my thing. I don't quit. And if I get a hold of something, like a piece of morsel, I am going to eat. I am going to finish that meal until it is done. That's the crazy part about it. That I have found out about myself that I am not a quitter at all. I couldn't quit. And that brings me to something else I want to speak on just very briefly, not briefly. I just want to speak on it. To all those who are feeling down, because this is the part where I don't understand. I never understood people that want to take their own lives because it's not part of me, so I don't understand it. I cannot take my own life. Contend by Allah's rules, I cannot do that. And so it makes no sense to me. Why would you take your own life because other people? That's just so. I would love for someone to explain that to me. For someone to take their life because someone else said so, or someone else did this, or someone else did that. If you know how much tragedy I've ever had in my life. I've lived a long time, and I have a long life, a long history of life. And you know how many times I've been hurt. I've been so much so to the point of no return, but I have came back. I didn't kill myself. I ain't destroyed the being that I am. No, I picked up where I was at and I moved on. It does not take it. It's not strength that takes for you to move on. It's get it in your mind. That's the thing that people don't get is a mindset. It's a mindset. If you feel that you want to immediately, you already think about it. That's already a thought in your head before said action is taken. And then you go from said action after it's taken, and then you want to off yourself. That's just like the little kids. Now, little kids kind of don't understand that neither. You're just a child. Ain't nothing big in this world for you to. You ain't grown up yet. That's one thing I have under. Man, you ain't lived. No, tell me once you live, because there's kids that kills themselves, and I'm like, why? You ain't lived yet. I can understand you get 33 and you look at your life and you want to just be like, I'm cool with it. But you ain't lived. I've seen kids that are 12, uh, 11, 10, and they offer themselves. Mother found her son in the damn closet. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. That is just stupidity to me because you're a child. You have not lived. Yes, I've never been bullied out of my whole life. I know people have tried. People have tried, but I'm a fighter. Always has been, always will be. And, you try to bully me, I'm gonna fight you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's totally different with me. But it's like I can understand the fear in the kid. I can understand the fear. I understand all that. But I don't get is why would a child feel so hurt? You have not lived at all. You have not grown yourself to the mental state of a grown person. You have not. And yet you want to take a grown person's action, which is stupid. A grown person's action because you know, and this is where I hate Christians have it in the Bible. You are thou shalt not kill yourself. And yet Christians are still saying this guy is on in the sky looking down at me. Now that is the horriblest thing I have ever seen. Christians do this. And I mean, I've seen a lot of places where people have committed suicides and Christians still sit there and say, well, he's looking down at me. Instead of looking up at me, he's looking down at me. Because even in the Bible, thou shalt not kill yourself. Well, it says thou shalt not kill too, but thou shalt not kill yourself. Allah says it again and again and again from the Bible to the Quran. He says it, and yet Christians don't really understand it. So let me break it down to you. You are not supposed to kill yourself. That means by any means, because even in the Bible it states, what you kill yourself with, when you die and you go to hell, you're going to be killing yourself with that same action over and over and over. So one way or the other, you're still going to be harming yourself when you're dead. That's why you got spirits all over the place. That's why you have like Shaitan running rampantly, or the devil is running rampantly right now. We are coming up on the last quarters of the end of the day, end of time. Is the last bit of it. So Shaitan feels that it's time to wrap it up, get up my last U-Haul in, and let's finally do this. It's the last bit of the end of the days, and it's going to end during our lifetime, not during the next lifetime. No, it's going to end during our lifetime. I mean, see, when God said the end of days, he literally means by there's going to be a stretch of time period where we're going to feel pain. We're not going to exhort anything. No, we are going to feel pain. I've lost so many people last year. I didn't shed no tear because I can't cry no more, but I'm a Muslim. These people are dying and they're going to churches. I don't deal with church. I read the Bible. But other than that, that's pretty much all that I do. I'm not going to go walk up in a church because the church may have an idol in it. And I yeah, me and idols don't mix. Because then I'm going to ask questions. And then I'm going to expose Christianity for what it really is. People don't believe that Christianity is a good religion if it is used in the right way. It's a good religion if it's used in the right way. But so far, Christianity has been used in the wrong way, even to subdue people. I've in Islam has too. Don't get me wrong. There are some Muslims out there that would literally use it to subdue their own children. Like, if your daughter want to marry this guy and she's a Muslima and he's, let's say, Christian, and in the Holy Quran it states that that is a no-no, and she still wants to do it, then she's excommunicado. She's still your daughter. You still love her. Y'all can still talk, but she's no longer part of the religion. That meaning she is literally cut off. She cannot be part of the religion and marry a Christian, a Jew, or someone else. That's just like a male. And this is crazy. If a man sleeps with another man, but still calls himself a Muslim, you're no longer a Muslim. You're literally cut off from Islam. That is no factor in it, because Islam has said it in the Bible and in the Holy Quran that there's no gayism in this religion. You can't be gay and be a Muslim, just like you can't be gay and be a Christian. That's the whole point of having these set of rules. When you go through the 10 Commandments, God never says, he doesn't say, I started with Adam and Eve. That's what he says. I started with Adam and Eve. He never said I started with two dudes and the rest of y'all. Because that would be kind of hard for two dudes who can't make children to have everybody. It would be kind of hard for two women to make all the children that we have. We got what, 7 point something billion people up in there? Probably less now, but still, the coronavirus came out and everybody else got ate up. Is that something that you want to be proud of? Is, Christians to lose the faith of the people? The only reason why people are still going, and which I'm about to jump on this, is because they have nothing else to do. It just grew up with them. Their forefathers did it, so they doing it. It's just like what I can say is about here's a hypocrisy within all religions, because you do have it in Islam. People will go to Jumat on Friday, mix salat, and right after that start sinning. That's the hypocrisy. You will call yourself Christian, Muslim, Jew, then 2 seconds later after prayer, you're sinning again. You will go to church on Sunday, which uh, it's a bad thing, but you'll go to church on Sunday. Take Sunday, as soon as your feet hit that ground from church, boop, you're sinning. Man, you cussing up a storm. You drinking all type of drinks, and we ain't talking about soda. we ain't talking about soda. You smoking on weed. You doing drugs. You're sinning. As soon as your feet hit the ground from the church steps, as soon as you hit your feet hit the ground, it's the same with Islam. You will make salat, and I've seen it with my own two eyeballs. This ain't something I've seen on the internet or something like that. No, this is literally what I've seen. Or you still want to call yourself a Muslim, but you won't even step foot, won't touch Islam, but you're still calling yourself a Muslim. But you won't go close to it. Now, one thing I do hate about is the women in Islam is not. No, I don't hate women. It's they don't wear their hijabs like they were told to by Allah. See, didn't come out of the Prophet's mouth. No, this is literally by Allah. Allah said this, and people act like most women, most of the Muslims act like, okay, we don't have to do that. I've watched a video where a woman totally made me angry, and because the way she said it, oh, it's an option. I can wear it as an option. And I went back to the Quran and I looked it up and I read it over again. Then I went to the Hadiths and I looked that up and I read it over again. And I'm like, it's not an option. Allah does not say it. You may. No, He did not say you may or you might. No. See, people get stuff twisted. Allah does not say that any of that in the Quran, and you can look it up. It's all through there. Hell, I have the Quran on my phone. I mean, I literally have it on my phone. I have it everywhere I go. You cannot say that you want to wear the hijab today, or I'll wear later. Let me back off. I'll wear later. As a male, we're supposed to guard ourselves. As a woman, y'all supposed to guard yourselves. But I see it all the time. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Tweet. I'm on. Well, those are the only two actually platforms that I'm actually on. Oh, I know, and Facebook. Okay, yeah, I'm on that platform too. And I see it. See, Facebook, they cover up. I have not seen a Muslima on there that without covering. But on Instagram, I've seen it. A Muslima without covering, without her hijab on. She walked, and I could quite understand to have the whole outfit on without the hijab, but you're not showing off your body. But here's my gist of it is that when I look, I see a Muslima. And when I'm looking, I'm looking for features, trying to figure out if this is a Hindu or a Muslim. See, a Hindu, where they look the same as we do. They are dressed the same. The only difference is that there's a few differences. Some of them even have the dot on their head. Most of them sometimes actually have the dot. But 9 out of 10, they don't. They'll have the jewelry all over their freaking head and all over everywhere else. And you're trying to figure out, okay, Muslims have that too. So you're really actually into the looking of things. You're not really noticing everything else. You're just noticing about that person, about, okay, how that person stands, what's the standing on that thing. And then when you find out that that person's a Hindu, you be like, oh, okay, I kind of understand, you know. Then you find out that's a Muslim, you be like scratching your head, like, what in the hell kind of culture she lives in? Where you gotta tattoo your face up all the way, you got to do a whole bunch of other crap. I'm not doing all that just to worship one God. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit there and put things all over my face just to worship God. I'm not. Uh, God just lose one less soul, because I'm not gonna do all that. I have to literally put myself in pain just to worship you. God doesn't say that. I mean, nowhere in the Quran or the Bible does God say, you got to put yourself in pain to worship me. No, He doesn't say that. And it's like, out of everything in the world, you want to seriously show that. I see Muslimas, and that's not the part I'm talking about. I wasn't getting into that. A Muslim woman dressed like an American woman on a regular. See, they wear tight clothes, or this is the part that kills me. A Muslim woman would literally cover her breast and cover her private area, but take a picture just like that. Now, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this a Muslim? Or then when you push on her profile, you find out she is a Muslim. Then you're like, what in the world? You seriously gonna do this? That's just like Mia Khalifa. She's doing good now. I mean, now. But she started off as a porno actor. Well, when she started coming to America, she started off as a porno actor. Now, I am totally against any Muslim males going into porno. That is something you do not want. I wouldn't want that sin on me. That type of sin. Whew. But if that's what you want, just like I said, if one of my kids ever say that, I'm not, and everybody, P.S., I don't have any kids, but if one of mine do say that, the kids I may have in the future say that, right? I'm going to say, I still love you. You're still my child, but you're no longer a Muslim. You can't be a Muslim and be doing that at the same time. That's creating a bigger sin than you. No, not that's not one. That's not a bigger sin, but that's still creating a sin that you don't want on you. Because nowadays, the way the world is, you really don't want that sin on you. And I mean, don't care for what people say, but care for your religion and what it may do. This is what I say about Christians too. You doing things that are totally against your religion. And yes, I may talk about the gays because um, that is against my religion. It's totally against my religion. But I'm peaceful with you. I'm peaceful with them. I can talk to them. At least I know they're coming to me real. It's those who are the same as me that I don't know. See, a gay person I could talk to. I mean, it's a very rarity that I would talk to a gay person, but I can talk to a gay person. I can talk to somebody. I know a hell of them. Hell, I got a hell of them in my family. But someone that's screwing a woman like I am, loves women like I do, I don't know if you're real or not. That's why I don't have friends. I don't have friends. don't have homies. I don't have people that I call my partners. And reason why is because fake. The last person I had as a friend and I thought was all right burnt me and sold me up the river. So I don't have friends. I sat for 10 years and thought about it. Like, do I really want to put myself through that BS all over again? Nah. I'd rather take this as a licking, clean the blood off my lip, wipe my face off, get up, and push. Keep it pushing. I got out at 10 years in prison. 10 years. Sat there on the shelf because someone said something. Because I did a dumbass thing when I was young. That's why I can believe that, okay, people do stupid stuff. I've done stupid stuff. And I mean, hell, I'm a Muslim who done something very dumb when he was young. That could come back and haunt me, which wouldn't haunt me. I'll explain it. I did that when I was a kid. When I was young, who did you can't explain stuff like that. You can't explain it. It's not that hard. I don't see why people are famous. Like, you get actor and you're a big famous name and you become an actor, and then when they find out something bad about you, which isn't really bad, I don't know why you're trying to hide that deep down inside. It's not bad. Yeah, you may not want it to be out. You may want it to keep it secret. None of my crap is secret. I don't care because I don't care what people say about me. And that's the difference. There's people who are rapping nowadays who started off saying, I don't care what people say about me. I'm not going to come at you at all about any rap beef. But now is later on and coming, 10, 5 to 10 years, they be like, oh, and they get at you on the rap beef. They want to hit you on the beef. I'm like this. Why? Why would you do something stupid like that? Who cares what this person is saying? You know it ain't true. You know. As long as you know. And the people that you're around, that you actually grew up around, knows the truth, who cares what anybody has to say? You know? I'm in Stockton, California right now. I can walk all the way through the city. I can. I can go I'm in the north. So I can go all the way through. And I used to be a blood, straight up, cold hearted person. Didn't care about life. Used to be that type of dude that would pull a pistol out on you instead of just shake your hand. I was a cold dude. I didn't care. Went to prison. Same mentality. Stuck up a lot of people. I ran in cells on people. I've Let's just skip over that part. But yeah, I've done a lot of things. Then after my 5 years in, I started thinking about it. I'm 25 years old. I'm sitting here like, man, do I want to live the rest of my life behind bars? And I got 5 more years to go. So I started changing. I started getting fully into Islam because I was a Muslim, but I was still gangbanging. I still had that urge to be with the homies and do what do stuff with them and act and do all this other stuff. So I started really actually thinking about it. I really started to think about it. I mean, when people show me the way of life, I had this one Muslim brother. He was a good Muslim brother. Actually, no, I've had a lot of good Muslim brothers, imams, and not who really actually taught me. His name was Abu Musa Islam, and he was a brother. That dude taught me more about fighting than I have ever known. Him and this other brother, His name is Shahid, and they both was good brothers, real good brothers. I just gotta look for them now. They're out. I know they are. I haven't found them. I haven't looked for none of the people. I've looked for some. I found some, and I got them part of the crew now. I don't know why I said that. As long as I don't have crews, but nevertheless, part of the group. Um, but in these are the good brothers. These are, I remember one thing that the brother had told me. Abu Musa Islam said, because we was talking about, I had a woman before I went to jail. Before I got locked up, I had a woman. And then while I was locked up in jail, and this wasn't even that far in, she cheated on me. And then a couple of years later, she had a kid. But nevertheless, let's skip over that part, right? And so me and him sitting there, and me and him's talking, and he said, "Well, who left who? I mean, you left her first, because Allah doesn't say the factor of the matter. You have to be there with her. You left her and did whatever stupidity you did that made you wound up in prison. So you left her first. Instead of just her leaving you, you left her." And that was something I've always thought about. I've always thought about, I cheated on her with gangbang. I loved it. At the time I couldn't get enough of it. I was always saying blood this, blood that, whooping it everywhere I went, and that was my life. I was really enjoying what I was doing. And anybody who's enjoying what they're doing, I mean, that's wrong. You ought to try to figure out how to get them to back up. Because 9 out of 10, they either end up dead or in jail for a lot longer than what I did. Because that was the way I was going. I didn't care about death. I mean, I still don't. I mean, the only thing I care about is meeting Allah one day, and that's it. I don't care if I live or die. If the cops kick in my door right now and shoot me, hey. Or if I get in a fight with somebody and they stab the crap out of me or bust on me, I kind of deserved it. I probably did something to his family member, way back when. So I kind of deserved it. I mean, I've done a lot of stupidity. I've harmed a lot of people, and people don't understand it. Even though you may be out of the game, and even though you may walk around here with your chest poked out, or all that other BS, you're still in their eyes a gang member. I'm sorry. So for them, if they run up on you and pop you in the head and kill you, that's their rep. They get the opportunity to knock you down. And they can say that they killed you. Not that you buried who you were a long time ago. No, they could say they killed you. Well, I killed Whoop-de-Whoop. They could say that. It's a truth. There is no reason for them to hold their self back anymore. Even though, like me, I walk around Stockton, even though most everybody I was beefing with is dead and gone, or locked up, or just too old to do anything. Letting the younger generations run this game. I still know that the beef is still there. It still has a shot to come back up for no apparent reason. I'm doing good. I can actually move around still. I can, what saved my life was prison. That's what kept me alive. Me going to, and people normally don't say this, but me going to jail is what saved me. Because I was on a spiral and I couldn't stop. That was my thing. I loved what I was doing. Even though my family told me about it, I loved what I was doing. I loved it. I loved the gang banging. I loved that crap. I loved on being on the streets. I sold drugs when I was in prison, and I was cold in prison. I mean, I was a cold person. If you didn't have my money, I was running there on it. I was gonna take everything you had, beat you up, and dare you to do something about it. Because I didn't care. That was the thing about me. I did not care. I don't have a bone in my body to give a damn. I even now, even as a Muslim, and I'm a changed person, and I do things for people. I help people. I still don't care. I'll sit there and listen to a Muslim's whole background, and then I will ask them, "Why tell me your background? Why would you sit here and literally give me your whole past story? Literally, why would you sit here and let me know everything that is wrong with you? Keep that stuff to yourself. I don't care. I care about you from here on out. I don't care who you were back when. That doesn't matter to me. It's just like I talk to women all the time, and one of the things that they do, they want to, oh, my boyfriend cheated on me, or I had this and this, and I look at them and like, I don't care. Tell me about who you are now. Where you going in the future? Now I will give a damn for that. But telling me about your past, I don't give a dang for your past. Your past is what you were as. Your future is who you may be. Two different things. You got your past and you got your future. Which one you want to live in? Because if you stay stuck in your past, you can never fight for your future. You will never walk into it because you're stimuli stuck in your past. That's all you think about. All you do. It's like I have had family members hurt me. My eldest sister left me in prison for 10 years. Left me. Not a right, and nowadays she'll say, "Oh, I used to write you, not every day, but every now and then." No, you wrote me those from let's say a good 8 months, and then you stopped, and that was when I first entered prison. But what happened to the rest of the time, huh? Can you tell me that happened for the rest of the time I was locked up? This is the reason why I don't really put trust in family. I am there for my sister because I am loyal, not because I care. There's a difference. I'm sorry, and Allah knows it. I don't have a heart to care for you if you left me. If you leave me and then you still want to come back and still, all right, I'll be with you. And I mean, not be with you, but I'll still kick it with you. I'll still be your friend when needed. But other than that, I don't care. I don't have love. It's not that's the reason why I don't say love to my sister. Love means you would be there for me through that hell of a time that I go through. That's what love is. Love, it means you will stand with that person through hell and hell waters. You will be right there. That's what love really is. Love isn't, if you say you love that person, you say, let's say a male and a female meets today. They, about in a good 8 months, they fall deeply into love. Men loving the woman. And let's take it from the man's point of view. If the woman The woman cheats on the man, breaks his heart. Now he either got two choices. He can either accept what has happened and move on, or he can not accept what happened. And then within that, you have a few choices too. You can take your own life like a dummy would. And I know there's a lot of people out there who has killed themselves because their woman has either left them, cheated on them, or had a child with somebody else, and they just like. But that's one. Or you can literally sit there and just, hey, you don't have to be mean. You can either move on, accept it, or stay stuck in your pitiful disgrace of a self. You gotta. People have choices. God didn't make us without choices. We have choices. Hell, I've always chose the wrong choice, and that is for the matter that I'm never ever going to accept who they want me to be. I'm not. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين وأصل إن لا ينسون لا في كوس إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم.